everyone, welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 2 video. This is Joey Plays and Build, where we play and build the Kingdom of Asia. Today's video we are working on our foliage work and reconstructing some of the habitats and new habitats in this build. Now, the last video I said that it doesn't seem like an Asian paradise, but more of a tropical paradise, which I wasn't feeling it so far. I did got some advice from a person. However, I'm not gonna mention the person unless I get their permission. I felt like I should have done that earlier. That was my bad. Some people do want to keep their privacy secured and they don't want to be mentioned. So unless they gave me permission to mention their name, I could jot down their social media if they have any social media down in the description. But this person helped me so much of my foliage and my rock word that I will demonstrate here. Now again, this is not my first time. I did play around a little bit in another sandbox before heading here, but this is kind of like a little glimpse, not perfect, but I feel like it's a working progress towards that. And when I see it, it does feel like an Asian theme. The foliage I'm using the most are the temperate, because they do feel like something that you will see in the Asian continent. Also, I'm using these sticks that I never used before, and they do look like bamboo sticks. Something that I should be aware is to explore and play around with the items of any type of items and use our imaginations as we please. One of them is using these type of sticks. I have no idea what they're used for, so I never use it until now. They do look like bamboo sticks. So all of this is just me playing around with some of the rock work, with some of the foliage, how to rotate them, how to line them up together, how it, not pretty much like random, but more like a naturalistic side of things. And it becomes like a beautiful garden in some sort of way. But again, this is still a work in progress for me. I've been playing this game for about 5 hours now, and I'm getting the hang of it. I'm seeing the artistic side, the natural side, the clever detail of it. So all I'm doing is taking away all of the tropical trees, because it just doesn't match, and replace them with these temperate type of foliage, as you can see here. Here is where I'm starting to play around with it a little bit. There's no really much of a meaning. I just want to get the flow, get the sense of putting some of the rock work and the foliage work in a more cohesive manner. Doesn't really meant much. It might be deleted later down the line, but I was just playing around, testing it, and just trying to see what works for me and what doesn't work for me. But these temperate trees does mission match so well. I just love it. Okay, so now we're going to the fun part of the build, is redecorating the Qianzhousaurus and the Sinoceratops habitat. If you guys remember back the last video, I mentioned that I don't feel it. I don't feel the Asian theme in this habitat. It still feels like a tropical theme. So this person, which I'm still going to keep it anonymous until I get permission, okay? But send me so many of his beautiful foliage work, his rock work, and they're so beautiful. And one thing is that I don't like to copy other people's work. I rather have my own vision, my own goal, and take their ideas and their advices into good use. Use them as a tool, or use them as a pencil for my drawing. So that's basically what I'm doing, and I felt like I'm doing a lot of good progress. However, it does take a lot of time. It's not like you have to rush it. Again, I've been playing for like 5 hours already, trying to gain some of the knowledge, and I still feel like I have a lot to work with. One of them is the rocks. You see earlier I deleted all of the rocks because there is a mess. And I never seen that before, but I started to see how messy that is. But instead, just align them in small little groups, instead of having this one big bunch of boulders are just piling up at each other, and then just place the foliage in a more like a visual standpoint, you know what I mean? Just think of it as a painting. You know, you don't put the bigger trees right at front, you put the bigger trees right in the center, in the back, and then the small little foliage right around it to make this beautiful canvas. And the one thing that I noted is that this habitat is not only the front view but the back view too. So tried not to neglect the back view, because there's some like a viewing gallery is just right there. They need to see the dinosaurs. They also need to see the foliage and the rock work. Even though the park is closed, I still want to keep that in mind, that you know, it's a zoo, and a zoo has to be presentable in both either direction. So I don't know, there's it's a work in progress, but hopefully we'll go into more in depth of my foliage. But I right now I'm very pleased. It feels more of an Asian culture than a tropical one, so I'm actually happy of that. So we are working here is the newest habitat for our Kingdom of Asia, and is I'm gonna butcher this name so hard. Shangtungosaurus. I hope I. Okay, one thing about the Shangtungosaurus, I have never built a habitat for it. Never. Even before DLC, before my YouTube, I hardly use it, and I just don't know why. So this is the first time, and I'm very excited to use these type of dinosaurs. But again, we're doing the less is more type of ordeal. And again, I hardly doubt these carnivores need a lot of foliage. They are hardly picky. And even if they do need some forest or some sand, they don't really need as much as um, you know, herbivores. So here I'm trying to make my own type of thing. Maybe possibly add more foliage in some area, maybe add more rocks, maybe don't add more rocks. Try to find my groove into things. But I'm starting to get the hang of my foliage work, and just really does look nice. We're gonna send in the Shangzhou there. There's their little habitat. We will check if they really like it or not, or if they don't, maybe we could play it around a bit. But that is it for the build, and I'll see you guys in game now. Alright guys, the votes are in, and 64 of you guys voted Argo as our new Styracosaurus. Now Argo is the oldest Styracosaurus that we have in this park, possibly the oldest dinosaur that we have in this park. Was documented 20 years ago on Isla Sorno. So Argo has been around, but we don't know the estimate age for Argo. We all know that he's very old, so we estimate somewhere around the 50s to 60 range. So I think that he couldn't survive in the wild anymore. So we took Argo in here in our Jurassic Park. So most likely he's gonna stay for the rest of his life here in this beautiful enclosure with some of his mates. So his mates are Kira. We have Ruby right here. We have Serene, and the alpha female Grace. Grace is our oldest female of Styracosaurus here in our park. So hopefully Argo is very happy and satisfied, and hopefully that he still, you know, he could still breed so we could have some Styracosaurus and release them into the wild. These guys are very rare and their populations are very small. So hopefully this breeding program will bring back the Styracosaurus population and send them to Isla Sorna. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Argo. Okay, so welcome back to the Kingdom of Asia. This is part 3, and we're going to do a little tour of some of the redecorating that we have in our park. So you guys remember back in the last video, I did mention how I didn't like the habitat for the Qianzhousaurus and the Sinoceratops because it feels more of a tropical environment than an Asian environment. So here is the new habitat. Again, I got a lot of help from this person, so hopefully I could give this person a shout out and drop a link of this person's social media because it's a very help, and who knows, maybe we'll contribute more with this person if we could get a permission from this person. But anyways, yeah, Qianzhousaurus and Sinoceratops habitat, more of a temperate type of color arrangement, and yeah, it does feel like an Asian park because this is kind of like a similar to the Sloth Bear Park in Fresno Cafe Zoo. No more rocks in the back anymore, as you could see. Rocks are all these are tag no, these are tempered rocks. Yeah, these are tempered rocks. Yeah, these are beautiful rocks, by the way. Still kept the muddy landscape here. I think I like the muddy landscape here. I don't think I'm gonna change it. But if you guys have any suggestions, please drop it down in comments. I would love. I always take your guys' comments into considerations, all of it. So if you guys have any ideas, suggestions, please drop it down, and we could try to progress with this park. So here is the newest dinosaur that we will showcase, but we're not gonna showcase that yet. Oh yeah, so here, I took out the seating areas here because honestly, I have so many seating areas in this park. It's ridiculous. But I'm very obsessed with them. I love the tables and the chairs decor. It's so shaped that nobody could sit on it. But I have two of them, and I feel like it's redundant to have two seating areas in, side by side. You know what I mean? So I changed this into a garden, and this is where I play around with the foliage and the rocks by the help of this person. So again, if we get a permission, I could drop down the link of the social media. And here is the newest build. So this is kind of like a big cat indoor viewing gallery. You guys will see in any of the zoos, where you go into this little room and there's just bunch of viewing galleries of different type of cats. There's one I went to where you can see the lynx on the other side and a mountain lion on the far right. So this is basically what it is. You go in here, have a statue of a T-Rex, so you know you're in a carnivore house. More seating areas, like a little resting place, some merchandise. So you can buy some of your favorite Utyrannus Mi Zhang t-shirt. So this is the Utyrannus habitat. Oh, and I named her mates. We got them from the circus as well. So it's Gustav and Rotondo are the mates. Born and raised in Russia. And hopefully we get some young Utyrannus. And here is the newest attraction that we have here. So this is the habitat. What I like about the carnivore here is that they don't really need that much forest. So I don't need to cover their habitat with forest. But again, still practicing with the rock and the foliage work here. And here is our Shangtungosaurus. I forgot the name for a little bit. And if you guys look at the skin pattern, doesn't it remind you of Yoshi from Nintendo, the Super Mario series? It's mangrove forest and Rana if you guys want your own little Yoshi. And here, this one right here is Yoshi himself. Now this is not mangrove forest, I believe. It's a darker, greener color. This is his mates. They're more lighter. So these are the mangrove. Very spicy. They're spicy. Very aggressive. These guys do not like to be handled at all. But yeah, this is the first habitat I built for the Shangtungosaurus. And never used these dinosaurs until now, which is quite surreal to me. But yeah, this is their habitat. I think it feels a little bit small. Maybe I could move them into a more bigger, but I checked their stats and it's perfect, so I don't think they don't need too much. Their pacing, I honestly I don't like. So one thing I don't like seeing animals in zoos that they pace around, which means that they're stressed. They don't like the habitat they're in, and I just want like an animation where these dinosaurs would just chill, relax. They do lay down for like a couple of seconds and they just get back up and start pacing again. But like just chill. You see animals, they don't walk around, they just chill in one of their favorite spots. Oh, but anyways, future plans. I think we're just gonna continue with the Kingdom of Asia. I felt like this area is done. We possibly only have one more episode for Kingdom of Asia, and then we'll go move on to prehistoric Outback and the Mosasaurus, which Project Millions requested a long time ago. But it's sandwiched the Mosasaurus. So Project Millions, I'm still going to build your habitat. I just need an outline, a blueprint of how I want the lagoon to be, and that's about it. To be quite honest, I want this park to be very very small. I don't want to make a big park anymore, and we could move on to another biome, another park, and yeah, it will be so much fun. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to see more. Comment down below what you think. Give me some advice, some suggestions, anything like that. Yeah, join me into this ride. Just subscribe the button. Give me some ideas. I'm always open for anything. I always reply for things. So, you guys have any questions, please let me know. And yeah, this is it for me, guys. One more view. And I'll see you guys in the next Jurassic World build. Thank you guys for watching.